arrived in Annecy and walked the 20 minutes to our Airbnb and met Caroline, our host. She spent a half an hour going through all the things in the apartment, the best restaurants to go to, the best walks to do, the bikes that we could borrow, and many, many other things. She was a truly lovely person. That night, it was raining a lot with lots more forecast, but we didn't let that stop us having an amazing meal at Chez Ingles. After dinner, we had a lovely walk back in the torrential rains. Despite the rain this morning, we had a great breakfast as we grabbed something at a boulangerie and then headed down to the old town of Annecy. It is a wonderful area to get lost in, and we did our best to do so.
I love this sort of stuff. Guy in a big clown comes out the other end. No, that's good. Well, let's talk about it.
How sweet.
There were lots of different stores, old churches, monuments, and interesting passages throughout the area. We're in our famous canal, but look how high the water is running. There are some really specialized shops, including a truffle shop where we tasted some delicious black and white truffles. During the afternoon, the rains stopped, so we made our way down to the Imperial Palace Hotel. First, we had a look around the grounds, including the lake. Surprisingly, there was somebody actually swimming in the lake, which I suspect was bone-chilling cold. We then went into the actual hotel, which was very fancy. I had a pastis while Kath had a martini rouge et blanc cocktail. Both were delicious, and we loved being there. Then we returned to our apartment. Dinner tonight was at a Paul Bocuse restaurant, Irma, that was named after Paul's mother. The restaurant was on the lake. I began with a duck terrine while Catherine had a creme brulee parmesan. We accompanied the meal with a bottle of delicious white Marsanne wine from the northern Rhone. Catherine's main dish was chicken with mashed potatoes, and mine was sea bream on top of ancient grains in a delicious cream sauce. Although we did over 22,000 steps, it really felt like a wonderfully relaxing and enjoyable day. This was our last full day in Annecy, so we decided to take in the farmers market. We both love the sights, sounds, and smells of the markets so much. There were so many cheese stands, sausages, baked goods, fruit and vegetable producers, and much more. We ended up with some delicious saucisson sec and strawberries so fresh you could smell them 5 meters away. Then we decided to walk up to the Chateau d'Annecy, which was a short, steep climb where we admired the restored building, built originally in the 12th century, abandoned in the 17th century, and restored in the 20th century. On the way down, we saw a secret little garden as well as a balcony that looked very old. Not sure we'd want to stand on it. After wandering around, we actually started to feel quite cold. Despite a layer of wool, shirt, rain jacket, and hat, the unseasonably cold temperatures, around 8 degrees, the cold wind, and the dampness made it a bit uncomfortable. We took a break in a Dominican church, Église Saint-Maurice, which was only lit by stained glass windows. We had lunch at Chez Mamie Lise, which looked like a restaurant in Quebec City, including roosters. As we made our way back, we saw different things in the old city, including a plaque that translates to, in these places, Father Camille Folliet, 1908 to 1945, and Pastor Paul Chapal, 1898 to 1975, as well as his wife Odette, worked together to save many persecuted Jews and resistant fighters under the German occupation. We were both quite chilled, so we decided to stay in for the balance of the afternoon, when we brought out our sausage, cheese, baguette, tomatoes, and couscous. For dessert, we had the most flavorful strawberries I have had in a long time. Finally, at 8, the sun peeked out, but the chilly winds made it easy to stay in with a cup of tea. We woke up this morning to the news that our first train had been cancelled due to a strike, and our second had issues as well. I was able to get a refund for most of the travel and booked a bus instead. 6.5 hours on the bus later, we arrived in Aix-en-Provence. It's such a vibrant, busy city, and our accommodations were amazing.
So here's our place in Aix-en-Provence. So as you walk along for the front entryway of this beautiful Airbnb apartment, here comes a little kitchen, including the lovely cake that she's baked for us. We met her, and she's just a lovely woman. And then you walk into the living room, Catherine's room, little dining room here, nice couch, big, tall windows. It's about 7:30 or whatever, so it's a little dark. And then here is the bedroom. Beautiful bedroom, nice tall windows again. You got the shutters closed for a little later. And then you end up in the shower room. The bathroom is by the front door. Anyways, a beautiful Airbnb.
After that, we had a lovely beer, okay too, at Café de la Fontaine with tapas, which are a big thing in Aix. Aix is famous for having many fountains, and instead of bagging Munros are hills in Scotland over 3,000 feet, and when you've climbed one, you've bagged it. We decided to bag fountains. The first fountain we saw, I said, "Okay, we banged our first one." Kath almost peed her pants laughing. Today we met Aza, a Tunisian, and she took us on a wonderful walking food tour in Aix-en-Provence. We met at the Bichard Patisserie, where there are wonderful treats, including one of our favorites, tarte tropézienne, a cake with goo and sugar we discovered when we were in Nîmes 20 years ago. We also went to the regular food market where we bought some amazing apple juice and a Provençal melon, another favorite from Nîmes. Aza organized an outdoor tasting time as she had collected tasty food for our first course.
So we have the olives, the chulin. This is the most adventurous thing and the most risky and dangerous thing on the tour. This is an anchovy spread.
Ooh.
Expect fishy, expect strong, expect salty. Either you like it or you don't. Right here we have sun-dried tomatoes, and this is candied garlic. If you've never tried candied garlic, I really recommend you try it. Right here we have the olivade, which is different from the tapenade that you might have seen in restaurants or tables, because there is no anchovy in the olivade. So this is sun-dried tomato paste. This one is a poivronade, so sweet bell pepper spread. Right here we have the goat cheese. They are exactly the same, except this one is with herbe de Provence, which is an herbal blend made with rosemary, thyme, oregano, and savory. That's it.
We also tasted at different places praline nuts, including macadamia, mango, orange, banana juice, tasty fruit sorbet, and calisson, a traditional Aix sweet with a wafer base, almond paste middle, and royal icing on top.
You lift it and you apply the sheet of wafer, so the bottom layer. Then you place it back, close the crate. You then apply the almond paste. You apply it one by one, and then you press with the bottom of your hand, and you let it sit. Then when it's done, you apply the royal icing on top. Again, you let it sit, you let it solidify, and when it's ready, you lift it like this.
It was such a good tour, and I managed to bag a couple more fountains. After a brief siesta, we decided to wander onto the Cours Mirabeau, a wide street that goes through Aix, when we came upon a parade for May 8th, the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day. There were a lot of people there, including lots of families and lots of people, young and old, in the parade. They were all headed to an area called the Rotunda. So after watching the parade for about an hour, we ended up moving on. After the parade, we spotted a few more fountains and then headed to a park. We were kind of expecting a regular green park, but this park was a boules park. We sat down and spent probably an hour watching different groups play boules, which was a lot of fun to spectate. For dinner tonight, we went to a lovely restaurant called Chez Charlotte. We were lucky enough to eat in the garden courtyard, and as we have found many times before, eating in a courtyard of a restaurant often means that it will be an extremely memorable dining experience. Our main, also from the daily menu, was a fillet of salmon with an orange sauce that was completely delicious. After an amazing dinner that did not break the bank, we wandered home to our lovely apartment to relax and ruminate about the busy day we had had in the lovely city of Aix-en-Provence. This morning we went to do some shopping, and after that headed out for some lunch at Bouillon Aixois. Bouillons are famous in French for having a limited menu, but at a very reasonable price. After our lunch, Kath bought a purse at Cézanne and some earrings at Cécile Jean. Then it was off to Maison Weibel to buy one of our favorite desserts ever, a small tarte tropézienne. So good. Tonight, we used our purchases today to make a delicious fish meunier. It was accompanied with delicious heritage tomatoes, and for dessert, one of my favorites from 2005, Provençal melon. We have really loved this vibrant city with great food, a large historic center, several unique interactions with people, and brilliant accommodations. Au revoir, Aix. After we packed up, we headed to the bus terminal to get a bus to the TGV station so we could head to Annonay for 2 weeks of French lessons, cooking lessons, and cultural experiences.